I'll do some magic editing, especially for Wilden's commentary there to put this later in the show. Um,
I mean, you frankly could just do it this way. Like, who cares?
Our listeners care.
Dan,
Listener.
don't do
Well,
that.
How
us.
did
Don't do that,
anybody?
Dan.
How did anybody
Yeah.
say that?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BTB Movie Club podcast. My name is Tim Larson. We hope you enjoy today's movie discussion. Thanks for listening. Oh, welcome to the BTB Movie Club, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim Larson, here with Malo and Hilty and Matt Smith and Aaron Lashbrook, Mike Wilden, and the sneaky one himself, Sneaky Dan Sears. We are here to talk about movie number 239er.
40 something.
That's a math teacher, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. It is Sing Street is the last movie in our competition where we have been trying to guess who picked these fucking movies. We will find out by the end tonight who is the best at picking. And probably just for fun, we'll also find out who is the best at eluding being picked in this contest, which would be the first tiebreaker should it come up. Also, we have the rankings from Rotten Tomatoes if we need a third tiebreaker. Doubt that it'll come to that, but we're ready to go if need be. So, Hilty, it is your turn to run this conversation. So take it away. Let's have some conversation about, I think, 2016's Sing Street.
2016 Sing Street. So right off the bat, who has seen this movie before? Oh, okay, cool. Before this, who has heard of this movie?
I think I saw part of it before.
Oh,
There's parts I remember, but then other parts don't remember seeing. So I'm a maybe.
Love that confidence as always, Dan. So Tim conveniently is the only one who has heard of this movie and the only one who has seen it. So that's nice.
you
That
now,
would have been helpful.
now the very important question that you always seem to elude, and you're trying to ask it, not answer it. Have you seen this movie?
Of course, I've seen it.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we go. So it's not just me. So Hilty may have picked this movie as well.
Well,
Brian may have seen it.
Brian may have seen it.
but nobody picked me, so it's irrelevant at the end of the day if I pick this movie or not. But so
True.
I guess Tim, since this is your movie, I will, kick it to you first so that we can just get some opening thoughts from somebody who picked this movie. So what did you think? And since this is a rewatch for you, does it still hold up for you?
Okay, so I've got a Aaron-sized tangent to do here. So let's see how
Wait,
many of you guys.
Does this mean that I should go to somebody else first, or should I
Sure.
save you?
Sure.
No. I'll
Let's
let you.
get this out of the way. Let's get
I'll let
this
you
out of
cook.
the
It's
way.
all good.
Okay, how many of you guys know the movie The Commitments from 1991?
Mhm.
Okay, a couple of
Yeah,
us. Dan, I
and
think
that's a firm yes for me. Dan
Okay.
seems like
No, I've definitely
Ah.
seen the commitments.
okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think Dan and I actually watched The Commitments
It-
together at one
We
point,
did.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's also a music movie about a band coming together in England, in Dublin, England, in Dublin, Ireland.
Oh,
There are some seemingly homages to that movie, including the mom in this movie, this actress Maria Doyle Kennedy. She was one of the singers in the Commitments movie. And so it seems an awful lot like he's borrowing a bit. Is John Carney for this? Now he says he wasn't, and in fact, like the main character in the Commitments is somebody Rabbit. I can't remember his first name. And then clearly, when you watch Sing Street, there's a lot of Rabbit references with one of the musicians. So I think it's kind of cute that Carney denies any connection to the Commitments, but I think maybe. So anyway, he's got a string of these music type movies, In 2006, John Carney wrote and directed a movie called Once, which is about a struggling musician, and it's kind of this awkward thing where there's a romance involved and music making. Then in 2013, he does Begin Again, which I really like that movie. That's with
Keira Knightley and Mark
Keira,
Ruffalo.
Keira Knightley, Mark Ruffalo, and Adam Levine are in there.
Ugh.
And Adam does a lot of the singing in there, and his character is pretty loathsome. And then we get to 2016 with another movie about a love interest and writing music, and so he has a theme, and I like the theme for obvious reasons here. Um, so I do feel like this held up. The first time I watched it was just a couple years ago. Um, I enjoy going through this plot. He's writing music while his parents are arguing, so we get introduced right away that he's a songwriter, and that he puts his emotions into songwriting. They're all real broke. I wrote down a foster home for girls right across the street from an all boys Catholic school. Smart move. Like, that's a really solid move right there. Um, I put that I thought that Connor and Eamon, if I'm saying his name right, that character it's kind of like a lighthearted nod to Paul McCartney and John Lennon and how they started writing songs for the Beatles. I don't think that's accidental. Um, the moving to London bit for this girl. Um, I wonder. I'll just ask a open-ended question. Do you think it works? You know, maybe when it gets to your time, like there's this made-up tension. She's moving away, and she's got the boyfriend. Like, does that tension work? I'm iffy on that. So this isn't a great movie for me, but I like it a lot. Love the scene where he stands up to the bully Barry and says something like, "All you have to do is the power to stop things. You don't create anything." I really enjoy that. I will say the imagined music video is pretty epic. Um, for high schoolers to pull off. I like the Michael Jackson Beat It type dance fighting scene in the middle of that. The brother, I'm like, how is this not Chris Pratt? He just reminds me so much of Chris Pratt. And then Barry as the roadie is also, if you've seen the Commitments, similar to a Commitments thing. So those are my immediate thoughts, and I'll get the thoughts from you guys. I will say one thing: the original music is written by, it says Gary Clark, and John Carney had some stuff to do with it, and there's a couple other guys, including Adam Levine on that last song, because he was in the movie before with him. I thought it was Gary Clark from Texas, the blues guitar player who's pretty famous, Gary Clark Jr. From the Austin area. And I was like, that's pretty cool that they tapped into. It's not. That's not the Gary Clark. This guy is a frontman for a band called Danny Wilson from Dublin, and a couple other guys that helped write are also in bands from Dublin. So I kind of like that better, that he tapped into, hometown guys to create this thing. So I like it. I'm glad Hilty and Dan picked it. It was weird that two guys got together to make this pick, but it is what it is. So those are my initial thoughts on Sing Street.
Okay, so I have two questions for everybody, and then one question just for like one each, or for each individual. So everybody, I would like to know your favorite member of the band and your favorite song. So Tim, who's your favorite member of the band, and what's your favorite song?
Favorite member of the band, the cowboy. Absolutely, the little guy that's is
He's
he
the bass player.
Bass
I
player?
thought he was the bass player.
Yeah. Dressed up like a cowboy, says there's no way I'm wearing makeup, and then he's wearing makeup in the very first shot. It's awesome. Although I do like how the keyboardist, his name is like N Gig or something like that. The black kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love in the video how he pushes everything so he's in every shot.
Mm-hmm.
That just cracks me up. Nice subtle little joke there.
Seeing as you're a musician, there's a couple uses of music in this. It's used as escapism, as a use of rebellion as well. So for you, what was the best way that the music was used in this movie?
You know what? I love this question. There's several different ways you could go with the original stuff and them learning how to do songs, or the performance at the at the school. I thought the Cure and Duran Duran and the Clash and Hall and Oates were really well used, but my favorite use of music in this movie is when Connor and Rafina are sitting in the park and they have soft piano music going in the background. Did you guys all catch what song that was? Soft piano music. It was Aha's Take on Me
Yeah.
as a soft piano thing. I was like, that's a nice touch right there. So that's my favorite use of music in that movie.
Cool. Okay. Dan, I'll go to you next. So, first time watch for you. So, what did you think of Sing Street?
Okay, yeah, I really liked it. The so there's a line from one of the songs here that goes, "You're never gonna know if you don't find out. You're never gonna grow if you don't grow now." And I thought that was kind of a fitting line for this movie. He uh he really, I don't know if that was a thing back in 85. Everybody wanting to get out of Ireland to go to London. It may have been.
Hmm.
I don't know if they just made that up for the
If
movie
it's
or
historically accurate or not, that kind of thing.
yeah. I was kind of interested if anybody knew the answer to that because I don't.
I don't either.
Um, yeah, I think Connor is pretty shocked by Rafina when she comes back after trying to go to London once. And she's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go get a job at McDonald's. And he was pretty shocked that she was just giving up so quickly on her dreams. And then she said, I'm just coming back here to, be with a schoolboy, a 15-year-old schoolboy. And he's kind of like, well, screw you.
Yeah.
And that's the first time that he walked away from her and said, forget you. Um, I like Rafina's looks. She had different look. It seemed in most of the scenes she was like Joan Jett, kind of a rocker, in denim. In one scene, she was looked like Madonna. In another scene, she looked like they referenced Back to the Future several times, and she looked in one of the scenes like a 1950s Leah Thompson look. So a bunch of different looks for her, and for of course for Connor. He went from just being the normal kid to wearing the makeup and the clothes and let's see what else we got here. He I like the way they did the bully thing. The bully comes after him, he hits him, treats him poorly, but then they give the bully a chance to redeem himself in the end. The bully can either stay at his house and be with his abusive parents, or he can go with them and, be a roadie and be kind of a bouncer type guy. So they give him a little redemption there at the end of the movie. Um,
Hey, Dan, about that slingshot, did anybody else think if somebody's standing that close to you with a slingshot, just grab the slingshot so it can't sling? Like I was just
yeah,
like, just put your hand on the thing and the threat's over,
yeah. I think he was
Anyway,
just too terrified, that,
yeah, or shocked. Yeah, it was kind of, the hell's this guy doing?
yep. And I love it that he got back at the brother Baxter, there at the end with his song. He says, you're stuck in the past. I'm writing the future. I thought that was, kind of good that he got back at him. Because what a dick.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But also there at the end, he was kind of in his happy place. He was singing that song and he imagined his parents, in the audience dancing. And he imagined his brother there, who his brother he was kind of his mentor, but what was wrong with him? He said he was going to come to the concert and play guitar, and then he never showed up. It
yeah.
seems like he's just stuck in the house and doesn't know what to do with his life, even though he has also advice for his younger brother on what to do. But he himself needs to take a look in the mirror and fix his life. Um, but yeah, good pick, Tim. Now that I know that. I didn't suspect it was Tim, but I decided to go with somebody different for each pick. And I had already picked, I think, Malo twice. So I decided to go with Tim on this one. But yeah, I like the movie. Um, that's it. That's all I got.
Favorite song and favorite member of the band?
Oh, I got to go with the Riddle of the Model.
Yeah.
That was their, I think that was their first song that they wrote, because of the girl. He wrote
Mhm.
it for her. And the keyboard player was kind of cool when he like Tim said, he was kind of moving, getting position for the video, and he had the white face painted on himself. That was kind of
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the keyboard player who lives four doors down.
Mhm.
Remember when they came and looked for him? Is there a African person here? No, they're four doors down.
Yeah. All right. And then as for a question for you, so this has a lot of different genres kind of mixed in it. It's a musical, it's coming of age, it's romantic comedy, kind of all of that. So I'm kind of curious for you, what is the genre that you're going to remember this movie the most for?
I think definitely for me it's coming of age.
Hmm.
I think that for me that's the main theme of the movie. Him trying to figure out his life and taking off for London with Rowena.
Hmm. Good stuff. All right. Thanks for that. Aaron, going to you. So what did you think of Sing Street?
I really liked it. I didn't, I'd never heard of it. So obviously I'd never seen it. I totally forgot what it was all week long. I went back to the texts and nobody had put it in there. So I had to fall into my old groove of asking, what's the movie? Um, but yeah, I watched it and, my wife was out here for the whole thing. Um, I had started to look up a couple things and then it was just, I just started, I was just like, get into it, whatever. Oh, I know what got me sidetracked. Not on a Tim tangent. I don't know what an Aaron tangent is. Um,
We have audio proof of an Aaron tangent. We have a lot of audio proof.
anyway, when I was looking up where to find it, it gave me that it was free somewhere. Like it wasn't Freevee. It was one I'd never heard of. And I was like, am I gonna watch it with commercials? And I looked it up and it had said it was like 2 hours and 24 minutes or something like that. Well, obviously they were adding commercials to it but that was in my head when I was like, nah, I'm just gonna rent it. Because I think I had to sign up for a few things or whatever. So I just rented it.
So do you have the Xfinity?
Yeah.
Because I saw a free option. It was on Fossum.
Yeah. I'd never
It,
heard of it
Nobody
before.
watched this on Netflix?
Yeah, I watched it on Netflix.
I don't have Netflix.
yeah, I don't have it right now.
Oh, okay.
But I
Yeah, my
clicked on the
sister.
Fossum thing and it came up and it said this movie is no longer on Fossum.
That too. That's what it was. I knew there was something, but so I was gonna do it that way.
Netflix.
But yeah, my sister's Netflix finally kicked me off last month after, a year of them cracking down or whatever. My
Yeah.
parents got kicked off a long time ago.
The ICE agents got you.
Man, not the ice. Who is that's not one of the big billionaires who wants to fly into space, is it? Who owns Netflix? It's just a faceless conglomerate. Okay, now I see where the tangent comes from. Um, so yeah, started it. I was really thinking I was in for some bullshit with it being 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, there's no way this can last that. And then I put it on. I was like, oh, hour and whatever. This is gonna be great. That was like 15 minutes in. Couple things. Love the music. Their music and the music they used both were great. Love the story. It totally works, I thought, after reflecting on it. Because at first I was like, this is kind of, meets a girl, let's start a band. All of a sudden they can just write songs and play every instrument in the world. I'm like, that's kind of bullshit. But then I'm like, well, when I was in middle and high school, I loved all the John Hughes bullshit. Guys made Kelly LeBrock out of a Barbie doll, and I didn't even question that. So yeah, a couple guys getting together and writing songs and being able to, play some chords on a guitar isn't as far-fetched as some of the other stuff that when you look at the story and what it's trying to teach you or what you're trying to get from it, that's not really the point. Um, so you overlook that kind of stuff. So looking back on it, I was like, oh yeah, this would, if I was a kid, and I even, I'll put this, Xavier's not in the house anymore. He's at school, but his whiteboard is, and I think I'm going to put this on it because, it's this kind of good-hearted, do good. It's kind of like in most cases, what you run across are people that, as a kid, I kind of wanted to be like, and now as a dad, I kind of want my kids to be like. You know,
Yeah.
um, Dan even brought it, how they treated the bully. You know, had the harsh word, not even that harsh, but just a matter of fact, and I'm a level above you with the, you don't create anything, you only destroy it, or you don't start anything, you only stop it, which I thought was great for the kid to say. But as the bully, I'm like, does he even understand what you're saying to him? You know,
Yeah, that's
like, I'll stop whatever I want, and whatever.
mhm.
But how they brought him in, and Tim, I didn't think of the other movie, but yeah, it's very similar. Um, but I love it, and I've probably watched the same movie by 5 different directors and different actors 100 times, since I was coming of age myself. So that like during I had a bit of a problem with, just overthinking it and not just enjoying the movie. Um, the only other thing I had was how much time did this span?
Yeah.
I think that was a problem in how they shot it or worked it. Does anybody have an idea? Because
She
I'm,
was
I'm
talking about,
guessing the majority of one school year.
Tim, what
yeah,
were you going
because
to say?
she was talking about I'm going to London soon, so you have to do this soon. So you're supposed to kind of believe it all happens in 2 weeks, which isn't really believable.
Oh,
Uh,
bad attitude.
No, no.
for people to just learn instruments and be able to write songs and
Mhm.
record them and shoot videos and stuff. So I think I like Melo's take on it because they have to wait for a school thing to be coming up, and that wouldn't all happen within 2 weeks. So I like that take better.
And I have landed on, and I like it the best because it was my idea. Um, that it's almost an entire school year
Okay.
because, and they never say it, but like to me, it's the only way the timeline really works. One with his hairstyles, because it gets long in the middle and then it's kind of shorter again.
Yeah.
It's dyed in the front and then it's all black, which you could just dye it back. But like, there's one time it's pretty long in the back, so it grew long and then he got it cut again, and so it had to be, you know, this is only 3 months. This is
Timeline by
summer.
hair.
I didn't get
Brought
a
to you by
haircut this
Aaron
summer.
Lashbrook.
So, and I loved his hairstyles. I loved how his outfits changed with who he was listening to. Um, that was good. Um, what else? So yeah, that's what I landed on. And then the end thing, what did they call it? The senior dance. It
Yeah,
wasn't
senior
called
dance.
a prom. It wasn't. It was
Senior
a scene.
senior dance.
Yeah. Um, but and he referred to it as. Did he refer to it as a homecoming or a prom in America? What?
Prom, like a
Prom.
Okay.
prom in America.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's at the
His
end of the
idea
school
for
year.
the video was like
Right.
an American prom.
Right. And I know that, like I said, I'm trying to take what they did and make it fit my storyline
Mhm.
because 2 weeks is impossible. I
Yeah.
think 2 months is really pushing it. And if you want to, 8 months of a 9 month school year, I think makes a lot more sense. But yeah, it makes, soon, what's soon to a, 16-year-old girl? Is that a couple months?
She was also kind of full of shit.
Right.
I was gonna say, to a 16-year-old girl, that means whatever the hell she wants it to mean.
Yep.
Right. Well, yeah, when you're a 16-year-old model in Dublin, um, she can say whatever she wants, and it'll mean whatever she wants. Um, but yeah, I liked I liked the other thing, the parents splitting up. I think it makes a little more sense if it takes a little more time rather than 2 weeks. Um, the
That's a
brother,
that's a lot of shit to go down for one person in the span of 2 weeks.
right.
So yeah, that's a good call out for that.
I kind of went into that though, assuming that they had already been having troubles, like
But
as far
even
as the parents.
but
I
Right.
even so, from like a movie, like in terms of pacing and in terms of Jesus, how much are we going to dogpile
Yeah.
on this kid
Yeah.
right
yeah,
And
now?
an
and then
offer on the
sometimes you have
house
those
and
kinds of weeks
yeah.
and or two.
That's
Opening scene.
Yeah.
true.
The
Well, all
tension's
right.
there in the opening scene. But yeah, to have them come up with the idea that they're separating and for her to decide to live with the other guy and for them to sell the house, just that's a lot in two
Right.
weeks. There's no way.
Yeah.
Selling the house was fast. Yeah.
Um,
Maybe they do things different in Dublin. Who knows?
a darker turn. Um, do you think he was scared to go into the priest's bathroom? I kind of got that creepy feel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
wasn't
he
he
Yeah.
was
was.
just going to get his face washed. Like
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
because the
100%.
way he talked to said, don't cover up your pretty face or something like that. It made a reference to his makeup, and then went to his, I'm like, oh no,
Right.
run.
Yep.
Right.
And then the way he violently tracks him down into the other bathroom, I was like, holy shit, did we just
Yeah.
miss out? Not did something terrible almost happen. Um, and because I think how they alluded to it made it creepy and not like a record scratching stop of the movie like change the entire tone. um did we also get kind of the same, um I don't want to call it a confession but an explanation from the girl, talking about how her father, she'd get dressed up
It's
to leave and dad
it's
would say, I
sounded
can't
like it.
share you. And she said, I never understood why he said that or did that. Said something like would do that because my mom was so much more pretty. Like why, I was like,
Yep.
oh my God,
Yep.
there's some dark shit going on in this movie and they're just glossing over it to keep the pace. And Tim, did you get that from it
I
too?
did. I didn't not the first time I watched it. This is probably my second full watch of this movie. And I did catch that. She said something like, why would he even want to fool around with me when my mom's so pretty? But it wasn't fool around with because that phrase
Yeah,
is used for that. But it was like that though.
right. And that's
Why would
like,
he be? And it wasn't like concerned with me. It was something that you could interpret it that way, but it's not
She said
normally interpreted that way.
something else too about like a parent's love is so weird or something like
yeah, and that made that earlier comment more
yeah,
creepy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and I mean, I even like that darker stuff was woven in without hitting you over the head. Maybe it's so like adults would get it and younger people maybe not, if they haven't been, you know, sullied by the world or whatever. Um, but yeah, no, I really like the movie. Those were my only two things was, the believability, and then I realized what I believed in a good John Hughes movie. So this was right up that alley. I mean, they weren't asking us to do anything different than any of the movies I loved growing up. And then that time, and I got to make it 8 months for it to make sense. Almost the full school year. Like he starts the new school year at the new school, and then that senior dance is towards the end of the school year. But
I'll
that's
tell you
just
what's
me trying to make sense of it.
I'll tell you what's not believable is the size of that boat. Who would make a boat that small? What the hell? That's that's like
Well, that was terrifying. I was like, are they going to die at the end?
yeah,
Well,
Are they
did,
going to
did they
kill
even
him in
make
the
it?
water? Did they even make it?
that is a question that I have on here, and I guess I'll just pose this to
Yeah.
everybody. Who like does anyone think that they don't make it? Because like didn't the brother kind of make a joke and be like, you're gonna die out there, and
Right.
it's like
Yep.
Right.
kind of raining. This isn't like a children of men situation where it's like, oh, the boat, they made the boat, they should be fine right now. No, they're on a tiny boat following a bigger boat, and he's what, like 16, like 15, 16, driving
Yeah.
this all the way. Like, granted, yes, I do understand that it's only what, 30 miles, but that's still a pretty long distance for that little boat which probably a steady breeze could blow over.
I
So
just wondered about like gas mile. I asked James, I'm like, could that go 30 miles without needing fuel or whatever?
mhm,
Also, it did have a little cuddy during the rain, like go underneath. I don't know.
yeah. Well,
No,
and like any. Oh, go ahead,
I
Aaron.
liked at the end how it was sprinkling when they left and it got raining harder and you start thinking it's a bad idea. I thought it was all a metaphor for, are we going to do this? Are we going to bail out? Are we going to turn around? And it's like when they make the decision they're going, that's when they almost hit the not freighter, but the ship that
The
takes
ferry.
the ferry.
Yeah.
People going from Dublin to England regularly. They see that the lighting changes from almost black to purples and pinks, like the sun's coming out, and they get behind the ferry in the nice flat whatever, not the wake, whatever is in between the wake.
Mhm.
So it's going to be smooth sailing, at least till they get to England, and then they become models and rock stars, and everything works out.
Obviously. Um, cool. Your favorite song and your favorite band member, and I'm going to count the did they make it to Wales as your question.
Okay. Favorite band member, the kid with the rabbits,
Mhm.
whatever,
Eamon.
like
Eamon.
the
Guitar player.
yeah, the actual musician who played, I think it was cool that, he had a cool story. All their dads, were drunks. But he played the all the instruments and was integral to that. But I liked how every time um, he came to the door, and do you want to help me write a song, or do you want to write a song with
It's
me?
like,
It was just that
let's-
was like I think they three times they did that same scene, and it was just cool to have a friend like that.
Mhm.
So I liked him, and whatever Phil Collins song that the Dick had in his Volkswagen Rabbit, because Phil Collins is awesome, and I love Phil Collins and Genesis. So that was my most hated part of the movie. Them,
I would have to agree wholeheartedly because as soon as I think the brother he says, no woman loves a man who loves Phil Collins. I was like,
I looked at my
fuck
wife and she goes,
you.
"I do, I do."
Yeah. I will say
oh,
about that Eamon guy. Melo picked me for Beautiful Girls because of the line "Piano players are sexy." That guy destroys the line "Piano players are sexy" worse than I do when I'm playing it on stage.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
but you did say how he likes to get into the shot, and
Yeah.
wasn't that him, the
No,
keyboardist?
the musician Eamon, he's the one that
Oh,
plays the piano on the slow song.
yeah, not the keyboard.
Right.
Um,
Just playing with fire over there.
Thank you, Matt.
No,
Thank you for getting.
Just
Thank you for getting
playing
that,
with
Matt.
fire.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, doors open and it started to rain. I was like, what? Sounds like fire crackling.
Mm.
Thought my house was on fire.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, the brother, you brought up the brother. Who did you say? Chris Pratt? I
Yeah.
thought it was Seth Rogen.
Yeah. Irish
Oh,
Seth
yeah.
Rogen for sure.
Yeah, that's who I saw. Like
Literally
everything. I
have
was
that written down. Irish Seth Rogen.
waiting for him to, or whatever his laugh
Yeah.
is. But I liked his brother. I liked the sister too. She was, for the two scenes she was in. So
Mhm.
really liked it. Good pick, Tim.
Thanks.
Yep.
We've seen the brother. We've seen him before. Do you guys know what movie he was in for us?
I looked this up too.
Melo, you got it.
I don't.
He's the boyfriend going into the cult in Midsummer.
Yes. Shit. Yeah.
He did look pretty cool in the 50s scene with his hair cut short and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. Aaron, your favorite song?
Oh, that's why I said the Phil Collins one. Whatever song the
Oh,
douchebag
okay.
was playing.
Okay.
I
Paper
couldn't
Lady.
find it.
Touche. Okay. Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Hello. What'd you think of Sing Street?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was a decent coming of age type of thing. Um, I found it funny that this was, I think in the beginning, one of the opening plaques was like Ireland Film Board or something had approved this, but yet did nothing to like get the stereotype of drunk Irish fathers like out of the like I thought that was ironic that they approved this and it was just all about how all Irish fathers are drunks or whatever. But no, I thought it was pretty good. I did think it was amazing that that kid learned how to sing so quickly. Because when he sang the first time, it was not good
Right?
at all. It was not good at all. And he all of a sudden, but again, kind of part of the escapism and sort of the fantasy of it. I almost felt like, and I think I was wrong in the end, but I almost thought like maybe this is almost more of a fantasy in his head.
Mhm.
How good
Oh.
they actually sound and
It quite possibly can be
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
times.
sure, sure,
This
you
is
know,
between the timing and continuity things that Aaron brought up, and just the fact that the band came together so quickly and gelled
yeah,
so well together. I can definitely see that, and potentially also that being a coping mechanism for everything that's going on in
right.
its life and going on in Ireland in general.
For sure. For sure. So I did have that thought at some point, like, is this kind of going on in his head? But uh, whatever. But either way, I thought it was interesting. Irish Seth Rogen. I said that too. He also looks like, is it, so sorry, Lord of the Rings nerds, join me. Gambling, is that the guy who's
Gim,
like, no, 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 not the dwarf. I know that one. Um, Th Theoden's right hand man. I think it's
oh,
Gambling. He kind of
yeah,
looks like him.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Kind
no,
of
he
got a
does.
little of that, but he's way too old. He wouldn't have been able to
Yeah.
do it. But yeah, I definitely thought Irish Seth Rogen, and then Littlefinger was in it.
Hmm.
Aidan
also
Gillen.
also an asshole in this, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah, it's
that's
just
good. He's
kind of.
definitely got a
I
type.
mean, to be fair, his wife was sleeping with his boss, with her boss. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I kind of I can give him a little bit of a pass on some of that. Yeah, the brother was funny. The sister, I almost missed her. Like like you said, she was in like two scenes,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Who's the girl?" Oh, she's a sister. Got it. Um, yeah, so I don't know. It didn't impress me in the sense that it didn't do anything new for the genre, so to speak, right? It's pretty somewhat formulaic. The girl comes back and blah blah blah. I thought the original music was good. I did like most of the music. I can answer your question right now. My favorite song is "Drive It Like You Stole It." I just like that whole scene. I like kind of the somebody said escapism before. I kind of like that. He's kind of dealing with her not being there by sort of putting that together in his head. I like that the whole cast got in on it. You know, the mom and the dad, and the brother comes and knife fights the boyfriend and stuff. The pier that they launch, this is random. Sorry, I just thought of this. We were talking about the boat. The pier that they launch off on looks like really similar to the one that they launched off at. What was the movie with the cop, the Irish cop?
Oh,
I think that was Tim. Was that your pick, Tim?
it was with Don Cheadle.
Yes.
Um, the it's called the cop or the police or the guard. The guard.
The guard, yeah. That the pier that they launched off on looks identical to the
It
one they
does.
were in the guard. Like, is there only one pier in all of Ireland? This is the only place they can launch boats from?
Or maybe you're
It's
saying
very
all the piers in Ireland look the same because,
maybe
Or
maybe
maybe
judging all the Ireland piers,
maybe
your Midwest background.
maybe it's just that's the main pier in Dublin, and maybe
that could
that's it.
be
Where everybody
fair
goes.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. There you go. I just caught my eye, but no, I don't know how much I have more to add to what people have already said. It was enjoyable. I don't regret watching it. I probably don't need to watch it again.
Hmm.
Um, but um I did like the little bit of spin they put on it with the band, and kudos to the kid for sort of persevering. I think that's a good message for kids in general these days, especially in the high school. Like hey man, like you can do your thing, whatever your thing is, you can do it if you want to. Even if it is to get a girl or whatever you're doing, you can deal with the bully, you can deal with your trauma. Like there's ways to do that in healthy ways, and not to get too after school special on you, but I do like it when they show that in the media because sometimes I think they
Mhm.
show the other side of it way too much. So
Mhm.
it is. I mean, this is a little older of a movie, I guess, but anyway. So yeah, I liked it. I did the song right. Drive It Like You Stole It.
Mhm.
My favorite band member. Um, I don't know. Maybe the drummer, just because I don't think does he even have a line in the whole movie. I don't
Like
even
a
know if he does.
very small amount of
Yeah.
lines, very
Because he's not
small.
even, I think the bass player, the cowboy, is the one who says, how do you say that's not going to be the name of the band in French, right? And then the guy
Yeah.
says it in French, which is kind of
Yeah.
funny.
Mhm.
So I think the drummer, he kind of just sits back and does his thing. I can appreciate that. So
Okay. Uh, question for you. So, um, Rafina as a character, she's got a lot of different roles, and I'm gonna put out three roles that she has. She has a role as a romantic interest slash friend to Connor. She serves as a muse as well, somebody who she inspires a lot of the music, and she serves kind of as a well, shit. My life isn't as bad as hers, so at least I have that. So, out of those three, or one that you think yourself, which role do you think kind of resonated the most for you with Rafina as a character?
um, I think the muse, I
Hmm.
think that really connects the whole, like guys will do a lot of stuff for a girl, right? Like
Hmm.
they will all of a sudden get real creative and real resourceful and real bold when they really like a girl. So I think without that part of it, I think she kind of pushes that plot forward. Um, even as you're watching it, going, "Come on, man! Like it's just a girl." Like, but again, like it drives the plot. He wouldn't have done half of what he did without that feature.
Hmm.
So that would be
And
my
maybe
answer. What's that?
form a band.
Oh, yeah, form a band.
Yep.
Exactly. All right.
It doesn't work.
Cool. Thanks, Tim.
I did like that
I'm telling
the
you, it
older
doesn't work.
brother when he was talking the gave him lots of good advice, but the one was about being an artist or rock and roll or whatever. It's about putting yourself out there and like I forget I wanted to remember what he said and I couldn't about getting
You can roll as
ridicule.
a risk.
Yeah, risk. He
Yeah.
says that.
It was
Yeah.
all about that. He was like you know, the wise sage, but it was just like his slightly older brother. So
Hmm.
I thought that was, but he had long hair and, smoked a lot of weed. He was like Gandalf, I guess, or Yoda.
Yeah,
Very much like Gandalf
I
and
was
Yoda.
I was about to say that with Yoda just providing sage advice, just a very stoned, very aimless Yoda.
My my
Yeah.
favorite my favorite
The jet
my
engine.
favorite Irish Seth Rogen quote was without her you're just a bunch of gay looking kids in the alley. That's, like you know what? You're right. A little bit. You're right.
Go. Melo, your thoughts on Sing Street?
All right. So had never heard of it, um, or seen, obviously. And usually what I will do is determine if Jame, my wife, wants to watch as well. So we watched the trailer and she was in. But based off the trailer, the first thing I wrote was 24-hour party kids meets School of Rock. So
That's pretty fair. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Um, Weinstein Company, ew. Uh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so I couldn't think of what the movie was. I kept having replacements in my head, but that's a real band. Commitments was what I was thinking of.
Oh,
I actually hadn't ever watched that movie, but I watched the trailer about 400 times when I worked in the video store and it was on the loop. So I knew, that whole thing is funny. Tim mentioned it. I mean, not too hidden, but I wrote real Paul and John vibe
Mm.
with those guys. That was cool. I like that despite the whole band thing, you boil it down, it's those guys, and I like that a lot. Um, Lots of elements of other movies, but still had a unique flair. I didn't feel that it was too derivative. Let me see. I really liked that it showed the passage of time. So I don't know where the 2 weeks comes from for sure, but with them experimenting with the different genres and clothes and all of that stuff. My favorite was the drummer wearing no shirt, a vest, and a little skinny tie. I thought that was hilarious. Just like these guys were going for it, and the different makeup and all that stuff, and they were just them. Um, I so that was all I had for the actual movie. Like I really, even afterward, James, like, you didn't really write any notes. Like, no, I just kind of enjoyed it. I always let that flow how it's going to. But then afterward, I did look up some stuff. The bassist and the drummer, I don't know if they were brothers.
I don't think so.
I kind of got that feel because they joined at the same time when they saw the one ad, or I don't know if they were just friends. Their names were Larry and Gary. I found that funny.
They the original idea was it was supposed to be twin brothers.
Okay.
So they kind of left it as if they may or may not be.
Yeah. I was really, really interested to find out a lot of information about John Carney and how autobiographical this was, because it definitely had that feel. And the little bit that I did find out that it said semi-autobiographical, and I just wrote that makes sense. They made this into a Broadway musical in 2020.
Oh.
And I don't know if it's still running. I didn't get that far, but I can see that working very well.
Matt, look up tickets.
So the one thing, I don't know, maybe 2/3 through, they show him kind of messing around on his own, figuring out the Brother Baxter song, and I loved it. And part of me didn't want that to be the end scene. Like I just wanted that for him. Like that was, I like the idea a lot that was his process and just moving through stuff. I didn't hate that it was the end thing. You suspension of disbelief a little bit with the how that scene went down with the masks and him leaving and whatever. But the one thing that bugged me a little bit, like I like the idea of the older brother, kind of you mentioned as Aaron as the sage or the guiding force. But yeah, he's like 22, and like he's like, yeah, you're going for it. It's like, dude, you're 22, go for it. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're all right, man. You can go do stuff. You have nothing tying you down either. But
Melo, they kind of there's a spot in there where I think Connor is explaining about him. He was gonna do it. He was gonna go to Germany, and my mom wouldn't have it, so she stopped him. That's right before the scene Aaron's talking about, where she's describing stuff with her dad. Because that takes like you said, a real dark turn, Aaron, in that conversation. But he was saying my mom stopped him from leaving, and what we get out of that is everybody in the neighborhood makes fun of him because he never leaves the house. It's like he got dream squashed once, and it destroyed him, and he never even tried again. That's what I took out of that. But I agree with you, dude. Get off the couch. Go fucking do something.
Yeah, there's definitely opportunity there. So,
well, he did say he stopped smoking for a couple days or
2 days.
Yeah.
2 days. Good for him. During the conversation tonight, it was based off a question that Hilty asked Tim. I wrote, no, the tension doesn't work, but I can't remember already 40 minutes later what that question was.
I had asked a question. I said, does her saying that she's leaving for London as a plot device, does that work to sort of force the issue that he's got to become a band member and write a song and do a video before she leaves London? Does that actually work? That's what I had asked.
Okay. Yeah, I really like the scene where she goes from, like, because Hilty also asked, I think, Matt, is she the muse, romantic interest, whatever, all these different, and she, I think, changes, right? It goes from she's unattainable and this muse to very attainable, and then so much so when she dismisses him a little bit, he's like, I'm I did this whole band thing for you, but now I don't, like, that's fine. I'm still gonna go do this whole band thing. And that transition I really liked a lot. It's the whole, like, finding himself, or the whole scene where he's talking to the bully and he's like, you just destroy things, I create things. Like, there's a real um what's the word? I don't know, self-confidence just in that. And I don't know how realistic it is that the bully wouldn't just run up and hit him again, but
Yeah.
that's fine. It works for the movie.
Mhm.
As far as band members, Eamon is my favorite, but I really do like, I can't remember his name, I didn't write it down, but the young guy who's the manager. I
Oh,
like
Yes.
that a
great.
lot.
Mhm.
He's so good. He's fantastic.
Darren.
And then the other thing, I mean, I really do like all of them. And I messed around with music a little bit, never to the point, or never had the balls, I guess, to really start my own thing. But I was around a lot. I was like a pseudo roadie for a lot of friends. Um, and the, the quality of original songs that they were pumping out is, it's a movie. So we'll go with that. But I mean, it's fun. It works.
Mhm.
And for the song, what I like I was saying, I liked all of them, but I can't remember exactly. But the second one, so the first one was what Dan said, the
Riddle of the Model.
right, and then the second one, I can't I can't remember that one. I think I liked a lot too. Um, and then Matt talked about the big one, uh, drive it like you stole it. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I guess there wasn't one that really stood out. Even the slowdown and the chance they took on that, like,
Mhm.
it worked. Like, all of it was a lot of fun. They walked that line very well. It
Mhm.
easily could have, uh, you know, been either pretty dark or real cheesy, and or formulaic or whatever. And I think they traversed all of that very well in this film.
Mhm.
Um, you suspend disbelief and you go along for the ride for a lot of it. Um, but I don't think you regret any of that. It's a fun little adventure. So I like it. Thanks, Tim.
Um, I'll throw out a question to you, Melo. There are so your main character, Connor and Rafina, and even like the brother to some extent or another is like lower tier of as a character, but there's a lot of like characters with much smaller roles in this, whether it's just random people at school, other members of the band, even some of the family members. Is there a particular character in this that you wish would have gotten more screen time or kind of would have been fleshed out a little bit more?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know.
You
I hadn't thought
can't.
about it. The first thing that popped. Somebody else have something?
I'm just
Oh,
saying that's a great question. Hilty's killing it over here,
yeah, he is.
trying to buy you some
Um,
time.
You already
no,
won, Tim. You already won.
the first two that popped in my head was the brother. Like I already mentioned, I would have liked to have seen maybe him be inspired by what he
Mhm.
inspired of the younger brother, to then also, follow his dreams a little bit more. But the
That's
second thing that popped in my head is probably because of the age I am, was the parents. I was a little
Oh.
confused because they they had that conversation, and then I thought there was a change where it was a different room and they were now staying with each of the parents or doing whatever. And then he says goodbye, and they're still in that same flat.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I don't think it necessarily fits for this film, and I don't really want another movie, I guess, necessarily. But again, just at this age and whatever, I was a little more curious about some of that.
Mhm. Melo, the brother gets a lot more time and attention in the sequel, Song Street, so it's all good.
Okay, I
Yeah.
have to check this out. Thanks.
No, I do agree. I wish we would have seen a little bit more from the brother, and I like in terms of him actually doing something beyond being the inspiration, like getting out of the house a little bit more. And the hope is that at the end of the movie, Connor leaving will inspire him to like leave himself as well. Maybe go to Germany like he originally wanted to, but we'll never know because this movie, like, although this movie was successful as a box office, it was by no means like a huge hit. It was only a $4 million budget and a $13 million worldwide gross, so it did definitely made its money back. And I think this will probably go under the category of like this is just going to be like a cult hit. That's probably about it. This in London, there was a stage performance set for this, like a like kind of like a Broadway type of thing, but it got shelved because of COVID. So
Hmm.
I'm not sure if they're ever gonna bring that back, but
I will
we'll see.
say if
It
they flesh that character out, it would probably run about 2 hours and 37 minutes, and that's too much for Aaron.
it did run in Boston for less than 3 months
Hmm.
in 2022, and then it supposedly ran this past summer and back in London, and they're
Hmm.
hoping to go to the West End, which I assume is a step up. I don't know anything about London theater, but I assume the West End is better than wherever they are.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
like their Broadway, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Wilden,
Oh,
take us home. What'd you think of Sing Street?
Well, a lot of stuff everybody's already said. I think I can kind of I like what Melo said is I kind of just sat back and enjoyed it. I didn't really worry about notes. Didn't think about it a lot, I guess. I really like this movie. It was, I don't know, maybe not formulaic, but it was kind of just a basic coming of age movie. So like,
No,
it's like, all right, I know what we're in for here.
it
Yeah.
was pretty
But
formulaic, and yeah,
but
that's
but yeah, it was still good. It doesn't, I mean, the formula works clearly. So um I yeah, I like the relationship with the brother. Um I love the way he treats the bully towards the end. I love the fact that like they extend that olive branch and they go out and recruit him, like they bring him over and everything. I absolutely love that. And they said, "Hey, peace offering."
is there like did the first time I watched this, there was a small part of me that thought that they were gonna fuck him over at the prom, like kind of the same way
When
that
when he
the
had like the jack in his hand and he's like, like he didn't know what he was doing.
well, no. I assumed that when Connor announces that the final song is about bullies, I thought it was like, oh, he's gonna
Oh.
get swept up in this as well. And I'm
Mm.
very happy
Oh,
that
they were gonna fuck the bully over.
as well as like because obviously
Yeah, I got you.
they were gonna do something with like the main priest, like that was obvious,
Yeah,
but like I like there was a small part of me that was worried that
I see.
they've invited him into this band with a great message about how just the sheer power of like a band's army of people, and you need a roadie in there as well. So
Hmm.
I'm very glad that that didn't happen, but that was something that I was just a tad bit concerned about.
Well, and we've been talking about dark shit that all of these teenage characters are talking about. What about him? What about when they come to the door to kind of try and recruit him as the roadie, and he's trying to kind of wave it off, and you hear the dad in the background, yelling at him to get him another beer. He's gonna, kick
Or
the shit out
just
of him or whatever he says.
or
It's
just even
like,
that
oh, ugh.
just even that encounter when the bully and his dad encounter the band, and like just the way that like he gets slapped around as well. I think that presented an opportunity. It was like, this is why you are the way that you are. Cool, 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 cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice I bet there.
Mhm.
I yeah, no, I love that. And I just kind of just picking a couple of specific spots. I really liked when the girl came back from London and like when he's kind of like, "Hey, like what are you doing here, Rafina?" She's like, "Oh, I'm Rafina's sister." And he's like, "No, you're not. Like
What was that?
quit being an asshole about this.
Yeah.
Just,
Mhm.
you know." And then again, when they're in the park and she's just like, "Oh, this is what I've come to, talking to this boy, whatever, just right to his face." And he's kind of like, "Yeah, no thanks." And that hit a spot with me. I appreciated that a lot too. Um, I so as far as the song, that's pretty much all I got. I just really enjoyed it. As far as favorite band member, Eamon. Yeah, that's a pretty popular one, but I couldn't help it. I really enjoyed him a lot. Favorite song, um, I also kind of liked the second one they did that Mela was talking about. I think upon my initial watch, that was kind of my favorite coming out of it. A little bit ago, I was kind of going through the soundtrack to this movie and just like playing a few of them, and going back and listening to some of them, I think Drive It Like You Stole It probably has to be the big one.
Mhm.
That's probably the best one, but I did really like that second one they did too. Um, and as far as whether or not they make it, that kind of dark question. I'd like to think that they do because they're going to Wales. And last year, upon all of the cities that I was going through in Europe, also stopped on a small little town on the northern coast of Wales that my family came from. And I did that for my dad. And that he got to enjoy that just a little bit before he passed. I got
Mhm.
to send him a postcard from that town, and I got to, send him pictures and tell him stories from that. And so, since they were headed to the location they were headed to, that holds a special place in my heart. So, God damn it, I'm going to be optimistic and say that they made it.
Okay.
Outstanding.
Um, Wilden, I'm assuming that most of these songs from the 80s are new to you. So, what are your
All
thoughts on
right,
the
fuck
band
off.
Duran
That's
Duran?
the answer to the question. That's fuck
Um,
off.
but your real question, though, is the band Sing Street. Where would you put them in the pantheon of movie bands?
I mean, they are hit machines.
All
Yeah,
they do is write fantastic
I,
songs.
and the
I
and the
might.
accompanying music videos as well.
I might I'll put them up there. I couldn't give you a rank, but I'll put them up there because much like obviously it's a different style of music, but much like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, there are a couple of songs from this movie that I'll probably put in my regular like big
Mhm.
rotation because they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Are they better than the Wonders?
I was
The
going to
wo-
ask that. Yeah.
the Wonders got on the radio. They never did.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That was my number one.
Yeah,
Would have liked to see
Like the
one.
Wonders.
The O
Oh,
Neaters.
Neaters.
Oneaters.
Yeah,
Oneaters.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm. Like kind of in the same category. Like I put the Wonders kind of in that same category as Stillwater. Just one great song. Needs consistency. If all of these songs were on the radio and not in just like somebody's head in music video form on a cassette or like on cassette tapes and VHS tapes. Wilden, a VHS tape is a video way that we
I
used to
am
watch.
2 years younger than you.
Yeah, I was gonna say Steel Dragons.
But um, yeah, like this, they're a solid band, and it's pretty fantastic. I like them a lot as a group as well. So maybe kind of on par with something like Spinal Tap or well, maybe not Spinal Tap actually. jump
Big
to
Bottom's
more
a great song.
mainstream. All right. So to wrap up, just kind of general thoughts. I really enjoy this movie. I like it a lot. I, John Carney definitely got a thing with music. Highly encourage anybody who has not seen the movie once to check that out. I like Begin Again just fine, but once, for a guy who kind of just makes a splash with very, it's a very intimate, very small movie about a guy who's writing music, and he just connects with somebody and they make amazing music together. So sounding very similar to this one.
Yep.
The just overall flow of the movie is a bit simplistic. It's a very, very formulaic. That's probably one of the big knocks on this movie. If you look at the Rotten Tomato scores, is that hey, the music's fantastic, the characters are great, even if the plot is feels a little on the nose. And but I don't care. Like whatever. It just I still enjoyed the ride a lot. No Oscar nominations for this, which is fine because it was going up against La La Land, so there was no way that, from a musical standpoint, it was going to do this. But I do think it's a little criminal that Drive It Like You Stole It wasn't even nominated for an Oscar. But if you look at the movies that came out during that year, so La La Land got 2 nominations, Moana came out that same year as well. So no, there's no chance for a small movie like this, especially one that didn't make a whole lot of waves. A lot of the people who are cast in the band didn't have any prior acting experience. They all were, had some musician experience, but a lot of them didn't have any acting experience, which
All of
I,
them.
yeah, I
All of the
thought
band
that
members. All of them.
I thought that kind of added a lot to the charm to it as well, because some of the acting felt a little awkward, and I think what a better way to showcase just like what an awkward time this is. um I do like that this is set in the 80s because I feel like in the age of TikTok and social media that this would be a drastically different story, but also just the fact that it's set in Ireland as well during the 80s was very interesting to me. um I favorite band member is Amen, and favorite song is Drive It Like You Stole It. I've been listening to it pretty much nonstop since I rewatched this.
Oh, it's great.
Other than that, it's a great coming of age story. Aaron, I kind of had similar thoughts the first time I heard this. Like, how long has this been? Like, are we talking like a couple weeks in this kid's head, or like genuinely like a school year thing? Because I do think that um, I think Matt or Malo brought it up about how kind of just the fantastical elements of this. Sometimes it does feel a little too hard to believe, but given everything that's going on, not just in Ireland, but just in this kid's family, also he's in a brand new school as well, um, and a school where like, hey, it's okay to smoke in this school, it's okay to do all of that stuff. Like,
Wear
boy,
brown shoes.
yeah, no. Brown shoes, get shit for calling the canteen a restaurant, which probably rightfully so.
You fancy motherfucker. Yeah.
But um, so there's that. Like the relationship with the brother, I really thought that they would have done a little bit more with the sister, because the sister would have been one of the characters that I thought would have gotten a little bit more attention from, but that's okay because the brother is the wise sage. But another character that I thought could have had some potential there. So when Connor goes and drops off another song at the girls' home, and someone else answers, it's not Rafina. I was like, dude, go after her as well. She seems pretty nice as well, because she's like, your
She has
songs
I
a
are
lost money
face.
on you.
like
Yeah.
your songs are pretty good. Yeah, and we
Yeah.
lost money on you. We thought that you were going to be the one to convince her to stay. Idiot. So Other than that, good pick, Tim, and I guess good pick me since I picked it too, but it wasn't
Yeah.
picked as my official
Indeed.
pick. So
Let's get some guesses for who you guys think picked Sing Street. Aaron, who do you think picked Sing Street?
Tim.
Okay, a pick for Tim. That's unusual. Melo, I'll go to you next. Your thought for who you think picked Sing Street.
I'm gonna go Tim as well.
All right, there's a vote for Tim there. Dan Sears, I got you next in my window here. What are your feelings on who picked Sing Street?
So the only person I haven't picked yet for a movie is Brian. This does not seem like a Brian pick. But I've probably been wrong on all my picks so far, so I'm going Brian.
Okay, a
Thought we were
pick
gonna
for
have a clean
Brian.
sweep on
Attaboy.
Tim.
I was starting to wonder there. Hilty, your thoughts on who picked Sing Street?
you did.
All right.
Of course you did.
Another pick for Tim. Matt Smith, who do you feel picked the movie Sing Street?
Sneaky Dan Sears.
Oh,
It's a sneaky pick.
Dan.
Sneaky pick by Sneaky Dan.
I like what you're doing there. Mike Wilden, your thoughts on who picked Sing Street?
I don't think, like, if I'm going with my gut, I wouldn't have probably said Tim because I already said Tim with something. And I already picked Matt Smith twice. I don't want to pick people twice.
Why?
I don't think.
Aaron,
We'll see.
Aaron does not understand that
I don't
logic
get
at
that
all.
at
Sounds
all.
like a sound strategy to Aaron.
Uh,
We'll say-
Wait a
we'll
minute.
say-
Wait a minute. Have I been doing this wrong?
It's probably wrong, but I'll say Melo.
Melo. I am also going to pick Melo. So we have our picks. I will text those to Nikki, and she will be showing up. Oh, we have a
hey.
guest.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Hello.
Hello.
Well,
Ladies
how's
and gentlemen,
everybody?
my wife, the lovely and talented Nicole Larson.
Hello.
All right. So let's just get this out of the way. This was so much fun to look at all of your submissions. And I thought for sure we were going to have to come down to the actually using the Rotten Tomatoes to
Oh.
determine who won.
Wow.
So, like,
How long into the contest did you believe that was going to happen? Like, did you believe that 2 weeks ago or like the
No.
first day?
No, just now.
Oh,
Like as I was figuring this out. Well, okay,
Wow.
earlier today, I should say.
Okay.
But alas, Mike did not come through. So
Well, it's good
it's
to
no
know.
longer close.
Oh.
Sorry, Mike. Just kidding. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen for y'all.
I really hope that Aaron won this thing.
I'm rooting for him too.
Gotta be Aaron.
Guilty. I'm rooting for him. Mhm.
If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna go in the order of our dice, like numerically. So just 1, 2, 3. So
Yeah.
in the order of what the dice were.
Mhm.
All right. So as good as it gets. That was Brian.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
And let's see. He had only 2 of you guessed correctly on him.
I had inside intel because I'd heard him talk about liking that movie before, or maybe he did it in one of our meetings. I just had a weird memory of him saying I like that movie.
Well, that's bullshit, but okay, cool.
Yeah, so you cheated? I think it's a one
What?
person got it right.
Be careful.
All
Getting real
right.
close, Melo. Getting real close.
And of course, Beautiful Girls was submitted by Aaron. And only 3 people got him correct.
Only.
I don't think
I
he
think
should
anybody
count
would
himself. I don't think that should count.
He should
How is that
recluse
not a
himself
count?
from-
How did nobody else vote for
Oh, boy.
themselves?
In
Oh,
the
boy.
spirit of the contest, I think that was.
I did.
It was
Well,
such
yeah,
a
because you
man.
didn't you hear him say it was himself?
I
Order
would
mattered
have
there.
clearly voted for him if I was here.
Yes, order definitely mattered there.
Why do you
And
think
would
what Tim? I was going to ask this. Did you keep the exact same order every time? Like, was it
No.
always me first? Okay.
I went in the order that I saw him on the screen.
Okay.
So I was consistent in that, at least.
Right. But
All right. Would the owner of My Neighbor Totoro please stand up? You're not gonna
which
say it?
M doesn't help.
Oh, it was Matt Smith.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was
You
terrible.
see, Hilty tried to throw a curveball there and
did,
say
yeah.
he did it. I did
Sure
not
did.
fall for that.
A bunch of you did.
I 100% did. What the hell?
Melo just put his cigar out.
No, I didn't.
Actually,
Lit a second.
I said Aaron was full of shit when he picked himself, but I guess it was Hilty.
Mhm.
All right, what are we on? We're on movie number 5, Nomadland. You want to reveal yourself?
Wilden, go ahead. Say your name.
Yeah, it was.
I've been
And,
holding on to that one for like 2 years.
Yep, you sure have.
Oh,
Did I tell you that, Healthy?
You did. That's why I knew.
You guys,
See, there's
nice.
so much subterfuge.
That's right. That's right.
we've got Palm Springs, Mr. Hilty.
Ah, shit.
Really?
Oh, shit.
I would have never picked you for that one.
Son of a
Wow.
bitch.
Yeah.
Mm. I was so confident in my pick for Healthy, and I was so
Me
wrong.
too. This game sucks.
No, Brian was unfortunately right. I did mention it once while we were recording a podcast,
Oh my
and I said it
God.
was fine.
Oh.
But it's weird because one of the other movies on here is another one that I did pick. So I was like, wait
Oh.
a second, which one is it?
Oh, that did happen.
Uh-huh. It did.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yep. And the movie that Hilty is referring to, I was like, this absolutely has to be one of the picks because it is a favorite movie of mine.
Ah.
So it was going to be on there one way or another. But I was intrigued by Palm Springs, so that's why I went with that one.
Hmm.
RRR.
Malo.
Yep.
Wow.
Bravo.
Not a single person.
Dude, I came out on fire in this, and I'm falling apart.
But in hindsight, I guess I should have chosen myself because I didn't even know that was like a tactic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped I Tonya.
Well, why'd
how
you
could
do
I do
that?
that?
What the
I
hell?
know.
Yeah, Dan,
Thank
you
you,
should be upset
Dan.
about that because I know you
Ice
picked
skating,
that.
one.
Thank you, Dan.
Dang
I'm
it.
so sorry.
I was going to pick Dan, too, and I scratched it out.
Dang it.
So look at that. Nobody guessed Malo.
Oh, so Melo
Or
wins the second
RRR.
tiebreaker or the first tiebreaker for sure.
Well, don't you have
Dan,
to
isn't
be in
there
the
4 that picked Dan?
in the
There's
running?
4 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
actually, I think it was-
Nikki brings up a good point. It's like, don't you actually have to
Yeah,
like
she's
be
right.
semi in the running?
Can I just give him some credit?
right.
Do you have to right away?
While watching this movie, all of you were like who here was like, oh, this is like a Tim movie through and through. This
Oh, for
feels
sure.
like
For sure.
Honorably, I did not pick myself for my
How is that
movie.
honorably?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Because
also
I
picked
have
Malo,
honor.
but never mind. I won't say it.
So let's see. Brian got one guess correct, as did Dan.
That's shocking,
Which
honestly.
we need to send props to Dan because he didn't do any double guesses.
Malo.
I decided I'm just gonna go with one
You had to
person.
do
I
one.
had to do
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Malo. Got
So I
them.
wasn't gonna pick myself.
Yep.
Could have had 2.
What an honorable fellow you are, Dan.
Sneaky but
Indeed.
honorable.
How
That's
is it
honorable,
dishonorable
Dan.
to tell everybody
honorable.
when I went first, I picked this movie, everybody should pick me.
We're gonna have to wait a little while before we try this game again. It's just too new.
Oh, I
too
think we
new.
try it right away. And there's a couple tweaks that I've written down.
Mike came in with 2 correct guesses.
Hey. No, wait, hold on. I got Matt.
Did I
I
do it
got
wrong?
me. I got Aaron.
Oh, I put no, I put it in the wrong column. Sorry.
Oh,
Well, I'm just terrible. That was Aaron
We're not.
that came in with 2 guesses.
I think we knew that was gonna happen.
I mean,
Yeah, we all saw Matt's ability to guess here.
I think I should get a special award for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
you should.
you're special.
the golf-
you
the
are
golf
you are the
scorer.
you are the
golf
special
scorer.
award.
I mean, that took some skill to not guess anybody correct.
All right. Hilty came in with 3 guesses.
Nice.
Melo came in with 3. And then it's
Oh boy.
between these two.
I think I got
And
Four
this
apiece.
is what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe you got to go to the second round of guesses because Wilden came in with 4 and Tim came in with 5.
Oh, hey.
It was a late run too, man. Tim got 3 out of the last 4. Good job.
And you got the first 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had Brian and Dan.
You were very confident about Brian and Dan on those two.
I was like, this game's easy. What are you guys doing? I got thrown with RRR though.
Everybody did.
Yeah, bravo on that, Melo. Also,
Yeah.
like, good pick. That was an awesome movie.
I didn't know what the game
Yeah.
was. I just wanted to.
Yeah, well, none of us
fun
did.
stuff. Yeah.
Nikki, thank you for putting this together.
Yes,
You were
thanks, Nikki.
fantastic.
Appreciate it.
More than welcome. It was a lot of fun, and like I said, it was hard to pick. Like I thought about all of the movies you guys submitted for quite a while, did a lot of research on them, and I just went for a wide range. And so I hope you guys felt that or got a feel for that.
So it wasn't
And
just
yeah.
random number on the 3 that we submitted, and it was
No.
random. It was okay.
Yeah.
Nikki, did you say you had seen RRR and you liked it?
No,
Oh.
and I actually still haven't watched it, but I really wanted to. Like,
Because that's what I was going to ask. Did you pick ones that you liked that you knew, kind of, or ones that you hadn't seen, or did you lean one way or
Well,
Both.
don't
another?
before you
Both.
don't say any of the
Okay.
other movies because I think
No,
we still
yeah.
want to use the other movies for. I'll explain that in a minute.
yeah, it was definitely difficult to decide. Like, you guys put in a lot of really good options, so kudos.
What I was thinking we would do with the next round is have Nikki give us a second movie choice from everybody, but this time we just guess at the end of the conversation, don't keep track and points and stuff, and we just talk about it and then find out who sent it, so that we can use the other movies that you guys sent and get a little more immediate feedback than having to wait 2 months to find out who picked movies. Well, that was fun, guys. We'll have a rules committee meeting, and we'll set up rules for the second BTB club contest.
I just love that Brian beat Matt.
That's true. That's right.
Brian beat Matt.
Brian only guessed half the movies and he still beat me.
Well,
I'm a special boy.
Uh,
And Mike, I like your honorableness. I respect
well,
that.
thank you.
I'm getting tired of this honorableness bullshit. That will do it for today's episode of the BTB Movie Club podcast. Thank you, as always, for listening. We know we enjoyed ourselves. We hope you did too. Have yourselves a great week. We are partnered with the SBDM Crew Podcasting Network.